Hello friends, sports card enthusiasts and wrestling card collectors. It's Tom here from CollectAWrestlePalooza. I'm extremely excited today. The box has arrived. This is the $18 a card special that PSA announced during the National. Now that was a significant savings to their previous cost for grading, but still a misnomer. I ended up paying more than $18 a card. I will explain that later in the video. But for now, let's open this up and see what I got. Folks that are interested, a few months back I did post a submission video where I whittled down the cards that I thought were most deserving of a PSA Gem Mint 10. Did I get any? Let's find out.
CollectAWrestlePalooza. CollectAWrestlePalooza.
So the format for this video is pretty simple. I'm going to open the box and then I'm going to sort the cards from the lowest to the highest grade. I'm going to reveal what I paid for the card all in. I'm going to reveal the grading cost, and then I'm going to compare that to a comp from eBay of the last sold of a similar grade. I'm going to track my profit and loss and then see if this was a good investment to grade these cards. And then I'm going to evaluate if I should hold the card or if I should sell it at current market. So let's get to opening the box. As you can see, PSA packed these pretty tight. There's not too much for inner packaging. I think it's because these are not extremely valuable cards. They're just some basic wrestling cards, a few rookies. Again, folks that watched my previous video know what I did submit. Okay, so I've got the cards stacked here. We've got the worst grades at the top and the best grades at the bottom. We're going to start right at the top with the 1991 Swanson WWF Big Boss Man card. This did only receive a 5. This is one of those cases where there is an imperfection on the card I did not see when I sent it in. When I watch other people do PSA reveals, I always say, how did you not see that imperfection when you sent it in? People think that PSA damaged the card, which I don't think happens very often. Maybe it does, but this has a nice depression right above his head. I don't think the camera can pick it up, but I didn't see that until it was in this nice clear PSA slab. But regardless, a 5. I love this card. I was going to grade all the Swansons regardless, so I'll give myself a pass for missing that imperfection. And I'm actually surprised it got a 5 with that impression above his head. The only other thing that's wrong with it is the bottom left-hand corner you can see is soft, and the other corners are pretty soft as well. I think that PSA also is strict on the black front cards because the corner and side imperfections show up more. The economics on this, the Swansons I bought in a lot. I bought 5 Swansons for about $35. The cost average was $7.13 a card. Grading fee was actually ended up being $24.38 a card. Now remember, this was the $18 national special. However, there was also shipping involved that PSA charges, and also it cost me $99 to get the membership status in order to have access to that special. So when you cost averaged it all out, it actually ended up being over $24 a card to grade. So the all-in cost of this would have been $31.50. Raw Big Boss Mans are selling for about $5, so I'm saying that maybe I can get $15 out of this because it's in a slab. So this would be about a $16 loss based on the cost of the card and the grading versus the comp. Second one here is the Rockers. This is a 1990 classic card, which folks know is Shawn Michaels' rookie year, at least in cardboard. One thing about this one, though, in particular, is this does not depict Shawn Michaels very prominently. It mostly is Marty Jannetty. You can't even see Shawn Michaels' face on the card. Regardless, I thought this was an amazing condition. I would thought this one might be a 10. And then when I got it back, I notice again, there's a little crease in the bottom corner. I didn't notice that. I'm going to go back through the earlier video and see if I can see it. I think PSA might have damaged this one, but I think more than anything that's probably just my ego and my pride. I probably missed it when I was assessing the cards. Regardless, a Shawn Michaels card in a 6 from his rookie year. I'm not going to sell this one. I'm going to hold on to it. The economics of it, again, are not great. The only advantage on these classics is these were cards I'm saying I paid nothing for. They're cards that I had when I was a kid, and I've just decided to grade them now. So grading cost of $24.38 would have been the only cost associated with this card. And I'm saying a comp of maybe I can get $5 out of it for a Shawn Michaels card in a slab, which would be about a $19 loss on that card. Next one is the 1991 Swanson Legion of Doom card. And this one I'm actually surprised only got a 6 if that Boss Man got a 5, because this is in significantly better condition than the Boss Man. The surface looked almost perfect. It's pretty well centered, and the corners didn't look too bad. The corners looked better than the Boss Man, so I'll have to look at the surface later. Maybe there's something in the surface I didn't see. Regardless, this is one of those buy the card, not the grade type scenarios. Look at this Legion of Doom card. What an iconic image, what great eye appeal, what nostalgia. I love the way Hawk has his tongue out and he has his hands outstretched. Just looks ready to pounce on his opponent, so really nice card and a 6. Now the economics of that one, again, I would have paid $7.13 as part of that Swanson card lot, grading $24.38, so all-in cost of $31.51. I think a comp for this one would be about $35. Reason being, I saw a PSA 6 actually sell recently on eBay for $94, but I think that was a fluke sale. So I'm comping this at what the PSA 9s are selling for at auction, which is $35. I think if I did a buy it now of $35, I could probably snag that for this card at some point. So I think I'm breaking even, maybe making $2 or $3 on that card. This one was a wild card, 1989 Topps Ghostbusters 2 stickers. This one I could not believe I only got a 6. This is pack fresh. Pulled it myself, examined it, could not find anything wrong with it. The edges, the corners, there's not really any chipping. The surface looked immaculate. I don't know why this one only got a 6. Again, I'll have to look at this later and scrutinize it to see what PSA saw that I did not. I graded this one. I don't see any market for Ghostbusters cards, but this one hits the check boxes of nostalgia and character. Everyone loves Slimer, and also this was sticker number 1 in the series, so I thought that was pretty neat as a pull card from that pack. One of the theories I have is that PSA thought that this corner here, not sure if the camera can pick it up, but that this corner was actually imperfect. I don't know if you can see the white little part in the corner there. And that's actually part of the image. It's not an imperfection, but it looks like a depressed corner just based on how the image is printed. So I'm wondering if PSA did not give this scrutiny. They saw that and they thought that that was an impression. That was really the only thing that I could find wrong with this card. But regardless, it's a fun card and a 6. Now I did see a Ghostbusters slabbed sticker from the same series, and it was the cast sticker, which I would say is less desirable than the Slimer. That one sold for $25, so I'm calling the comp on this one $25. When I'm evaluating the cost for these pack pulled cards, I'm saying the cost of the entire wax pack is the cost of this card, and I'm saying I got all the other cards for quote-unquote free. So I bought each of those Ghostbusters wax packs for $4.21 all in, grading $24.38. So I'm saying the all-in cost for this card is $28.59. Comp I'm saying is the same as that PSA 6 cast sticker from the same series that sold recently. So I think that my profit and loss on this card is I probably lost $3 to $4 based on those economics by grading it. So not too bad and a fun card. I'll probably just hold on to. Precious Paul Ellering in a PSA 6. I like the way they slabbed this. I have had them do Monte gum cards and they're really loose and they shake around in the holder. This one is slabbed tight. I don't think this is a very desirable card. I like it because I just like the image, and anything with the Road Warriors I think is nice. Monte gums I sent in based on centering. I did have a stack of 70 or 80 Monte gums that I purchased a while back, all loose. And this was one of the best ones, I thought, from that stack of 70 or 80 in terms of centering. Corners were not great on any of them, but as a hand-cut card, I thought that the corners would be soft on pretty much all of the hand-cut cards as they were all perforated. But I think they knocked me a lot for the corners to give this a 6. I didn't see anything wrong with the surface, and as I stated, they're nicely centered, and I thought the printing was pretty good on this card as well. So kind of disappointed with a 6, but oh well, that's fine. Let's talk about the economics of that card. So the Precious Paul Ellering, on those Monte gums, I bought the lot, cost average for $1.26 a card, grading was $24.38. So all-in cost was $25.64. I'm calling the comp on that one $10. I haven't seen anything sold in a slab, but I see the raw cards going for $2 or $3. So, you know, maybe I can get $10 because it's slabbed, which would be a loss of about $15 on that card. This one here, another 6. I love this card. I was gonna grade it no matter what. I didn't know what I'd get. I thought it would get anywhere from, you know, a 5 to a 9. Just didn't know. The Merlin cards are tricky to grade because they generally have a lot of printing imperfections, even if the surface looks really tight, and they're very rarely nicely centered. I thought where the centering on this one was pretty good and there wasn't any major imperfections, I might luck out, but a 6 is fine. This is the best Undertaker rookie in my opinion, so just wanted to get it slabbed up. I probably overpaid for the card, but great eye appeal again. I'm not unhappy with it just to own this Italian card 103 in a nice fresh slab. Just a really enjoyable card for me to own. Economics of it, I purchased that card all in for $86.52. Again, probably overpaid, but that's okay. Grading $24.38, so my all-in cost was $110.90. I'm calling a comp on this one of $50. PSA 8 sold for $88 recently. I think it's worth more, but again, just taking my ego out of it, if I put it on eBay today, I probably could comfortably get $50 for it, is my estimate. So I lost about $60 on this card, but I'm not unhappy because I've always wanted that card in a slab, and it's a nice, fresh, clean slab with good eye appeal. Next one here, I believe is the last of my Swansons. This one was probably the best one to get a good grade on. It's just a great image of the Rockers. 1991 would be a really early Shawn Michaels card. Really depicts that era of his wrestling when he was just the flamboyant pretty boy. 7 for a Swanson card I think is nice. Again, depicts Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty as the Rockers, and this one came in at a near mint 7. The economics of that card, $7.13 cost for the card, $24.38 for grading, $31.51 all in. I'm gonna call this one a comp of $20. I see raw cards sell anywhere from $2 to $20, so I'm saying that a 7 might be on the upper end of the raw cards if you include the cost of grading. So I think I probably lost $10, $15 by grading that card, but not disappointed. Again, that's a card I'm gonna hold. That's not a card I'm gonna sell, because I do see long-term value in early Shawn Michaels cards, really in any grade. Another wild card, and this one is somewhat of a lesson. This is a Pack Fresh Hulk Hogan Cyndi Lauper card. Pack Fresh card, you know, right into the sleeve, right to PSA. This one was pretty well centered, but it got a 7. These cards are hard to get with a good surface because they're ultra glossy. So if you buy a pack, you're gonna have some problems with the surface, no matter what. So really what you'd have to do is you'd have to get a card that's immaculate that was not still in the pack against other cards. You'd have to have someone that had the foresight to take this card, put it into a sleeve right when it was produced and hold on to it to protect the surface, which I just don't think would have happened with Cyndi Lauper cards. So this is one of my picks for investing in a high grade, just because I don't think there's going to be any other high grade cards submitted to PSA. No one's going to pull them from packs and 10s because they're super glossy and just impossible to pull a Pack Fresh 10. This was again a test to see what would happen if I submitted Pack Fresh Hulk Hogan Cyndi Lauper cards, and I got a 7. Still happy with it, but I was hoping for a higher grade on that one, of course. Bought the card. Again, each of the Cyndi Lauper packs I paid $2.21 for, so I'm calling that the cost of the card. Grading cost $24.38, all-in cost $26.59. I'm calling a comp on this one $25. The only sale I saw was for a PSA 8, which sold for $35, so I'm saying for a 7 I could probably get $25, which would mean I break about even, maybe lost $1 or $2 for these cards. And this is exactly the same. This was another Hulk Hogan, pack fresh. They put a 7 on this one as well, so same grade, same condition. Love this card. Was not disappointed in a 7. Was hoping for something higher again because this was one of the best Swanson Raw cards that I had. So again, this is a lesson for me that my, this is a Monte Gum, that the Monte Gum PSA 10s that I own, I believe are more valuable. If I send in a card that I think is in really, really good condition and I only get a 7, I think the 10s are going to be really tough to come by unless you get them pack fresh for this hand-cut card. I don't think they're going to give away any 8s, 9s, or 10s easy moving forward. So anyone that owns Monte Gums in very high grades, it might be something to hold on to into the future. As folks realize how scarce they are, they might go up in value. But Bruiser Brody, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. This is when he was called King Kong Brody, just a great card of his. He doesn't have too many cards outside of the 82 All-Stars and a few other cards. So at 86, Bruiser Brody, just love this card. Again, this is the Monte Gun hand-cut version. Let's look at the economics of this one. I bought this card for $1.26 in that Monte Gum card lot I talked about earlier, grading $24.38, so all in cost would have been $25.64. I'm saying the comp on this one is $20. An SGC 9.5 sold for $48, so I'm saying maybe a PSA 7 I could get about half of that, a little less than half of that I should say, so 20 bucks, which would mean a loss of $5 or $6 by grading it. This one was a surprise. And again, I think that I did not notice some corner damage on it. When I looked at these Ultimate Warrior cards, I thought they were perfect. These were cards I had since I was a kid, but I did not play with my cards when I was a kid. I put them right into holders and put them right in a shoebox and just left them there in the closet. So the fact that this one only got a 7, this card really doesn't have much value unless you get it in a 10, but in a 10, it certainly will pay for the grading and then some. I was hoping to get at least 110, but unfortunately I only got a 7. This is the 1990 classic Ultimate Warrior, but it is card 127, which is the most desirable Ultimate Warrior rookie outside of some of the oddball releases, the bubblegum cards and that type of thing. So economics of that card, again, I didn't pay anything for it because it was from my childhood. Grading was $24.38. I'm calling a reasonable comp on that $15. PSA 8s are selling for about 20 bucks, so maybe I could get 15 for a nice looking 7 with good eye appeal. Speaking of PSA 8s, the other Ultimate Warrior that I sent in, this one got an 8. Again, I didn't see anything wrong with it, but I'm sure there's something wrong with the corners of the surface that I just did not see on my first pass. PSA 8, that's fine. A little disappointing, but oh well. Happy with this. My Merlin cards all got pretty good grades. Remember, these are all going to be better than 7 now because I did go from the worst grades to the best grades in my stack. This is a Greg Valentine. I like Greg Valentine cards. I don't think there are that many out there, so anyone that is a Greg Valentine collector is going to be looking for really any cardboard that he has, and he is a Hall of Famer, just an illustrious career and a great, great worker, one of the early tough guys, really versatile wrestler. His 91 Merlin card in an 8, very, very happy with that. All of these Merlin cards are pack fresh that I sent in, and they're all the Italian version of the cards. So this card here, for the Merlin packs, again, I did a cost average. I bought 3 packs, I submitted 6 cards for grading. So I said that each card cost me $13.43. And the reason I said that is that was the pack price cost average. So I'm suggesting that I got all the other cards for free, and I paid for the pack with these card submissions. That Greg Valentine, again, $13.43 for the pack. 2438 grading, so all in of 3781. I'm just throwing a comp out there of 20 bucks. Maybe it would be more, maybe it would be less, but I'm trying to be conservative in my comps. So I probably lost 17, 18 bucks with that card. Lots of losses here, right? But as we get into the higher grade cards, maybe I can make it up. Look at this card. What an amazing Legion of Doom card. This isn't a PSA 8. This is a hold card. I just don't see the current market of these cards warranting selling them. Just an amazing image of Hawk and Animal in a PSA 8. This is a pack fresh Merlin card that's centered, and it only got an 8. So I just think that any of these cards in high grades are going to be worth holding on to, and I think an 8 is fine for that card with such tremendous eye appeal. Again, the Italian Legion of Doom card. So economics of that, $13.43 for the card, $24.38 for grading, all in cost of $37.81. A PSA 9 of that card sold recently for $53. So I'm calling a reasonable comp on that, $30. I probably could get more than that, but trying to be very conservative. If I could sell it for $30, I'd lose about $7 or $8. If I could sell it for $40, I'd break even. 1990 Classic, Andre the Giant. This card's getting some momentum. The PSA 10's are selling for $100, $200 right now. So getting this in an 8 I think is fine. I think that the 8s and 9s will catch up. Andre the Giant cards I just think have great long-term value. Any card you can get. Just a character, nostalgia. Never going to see another Andre the Giant. I think his fans just love his cards, and getting this good eye appeal in an 8, that's fine. I thought I maybe would get higher. I don't know what's wrong with it, but an 8 is good for that. So economics of that card. Again, this was something from my childhood collection, so I got it for free. Cost $24.38 to grade. I'm calling the comp on that again, $20. PSA 9s are selling anywhere from $25 to $40. So for an 8, I think I could comfortably get 20. If I could get 20, I'd lose about $4 or $5 just from the grading cost of that. 1991 Merlin in an 8, Hulk Hogan. Super excited about this card. The only thing wrong with it, as far as I could tell, was the left-right centering. Was not perfect, but everything else was perfect on it. Pack fresh, really great card. Python power, just super image of Hulk Hogan, and I just like this card. It just feels good in your hand. It just looks great. His eyes are tremendous. He's looking out with such intensity. Just a really great Hulk Hogan card. And people are paying for it if you can get it in a high grade. That card, again, the cost average of the pack was $13.43, so I'm cost averaging the whole pack into each individual card. $24.38 to grade would make an all-in cost of $37.81. I saw PSA 8 of this card sell for $47.50, so that's the comp. If I could sell it for $47.50, I'd make 10 bucks on that sale. Next card here, 1991 Merlin again. We're getting into the 9s. So do I have any 10s or are these all 9s? We'll see, but we know they're at least 9s. British Bulldog in a 9, Davey Boy Smith. This guy was so popular overseas and in the UK. He was, the Hulk Hogan of that country. So really great card. I mean, look at how jacked this guy is with his proud stance. Love this card in a 9 with the complementary colors on the border. Just super Italian Merlin card. Very happy with that, pack fresh. Again, the economics, $13.43 for the card. The grading cost was $24.38. All-in cost $37.81. There are no sales. I'm saying I could get 40 bucks for it, probably more, but being conservative with that would mean I'd make a couple bucks on that card, or break even. 1990 Classic Mr. Perfect. Folks that watched my previous video, you know that I wanted a perfect 10 on my Mr. Perfect card. I thought I could get it, but I only got a 9. Just a really cool Curt Hennig card. If you like the Classic series, that's a great card. Economics on that one. Again, did not pay anything for it because it was from my childhood collection. Grading cost would be $24.38. I saw GMA 9 sell for $13, so I'm saying a PSA 9 I could probably get $17. Probably get more than that, but let's call it 17. Profit or loss of $7 loss on that. If I could sell it for 17, I could probably get more, but I'm saying the GMA and PSA are comparable. Now we're getting into the best cards of the lot here. Pack Fresh Undertaker Rookie. Super excited to get a 9 on that. Was really hoping to get a 10. This card in a 10 would be a great card to hold on to into the future. Still very, very excited for a 9. I don't think that this is going to go down in value. I think it only has upside. This is the Italian Undertaker with Paul Bearer, card number 136. The comps on that one are, well, let's see, a BGS 9 of that sold for $99. So I'm calling my comp 99. Again, I think a PSA 9 would sell more than the BGS, but let's call it 99. Paid $13.43 because I pulled it from the pack. Grading $24.38, all-in cost $37.81. If I could sell it for that $99, I make $60 on that card. Anything more than that, I make more. Another wild card. Got this card for free. There was a mistake in the sale of it. The seller sent me the wrong card, was gracious enough to give me a great deal on this and to send me a pack fresh version of it. Really excited about this. This is a 1989 classic Ultimate Warrior logo rookie. And they're really hard to get a comp on this just because the pop is so low and the 89 classics are very illiquid and I think very desirable. You just can't find them. You can't open packs and find 89s anymore. Extremely difficult to do so. So I think that the pop on the 1990 versions will continue to go up. The pop on the 89s I think is going to stay right where it is. And the 1990 version of this, which has a different card number, this is card number 154 in the 89 classics. In the 1990 version, it's called card number 139. PSA 10s of the 1990 version are selling for $75. So I'm calling a comp on this $75 just because it's the more desirable 89, but I think that's the floor. I think the ceiling on this card is quite high, particularly into the future, because I just don't see any others going to PSA and getting good grades. The PSA pop count on this is 7 in the 9, with only 3 graded higher in the 1989 version. To put that in perspective, the 1990 PSA 10 has a pop of 11 already. And again, I said I think that that card count is going to go up because you can pull the 1990s from packs. And final card here, best card of the lot, 1991 Merlin, Undertaker Rookie, checklist back. This was the first appearance of him in the set. Card number 30 in the Merlin Italian set. Beautiful, beautiful pack fresh card. The only thing I could find wrong with it was the centering. Left, right is off slightly and top, bottom is off slightly. But the eye appeal is gorgeous. The surface is gorgeous. Corners and edges are gorgeous. Just a really, really nice card. I think it would have gotten a 10 if it was centered. Comp on that card, you know, again, it's hard to tell exactly what that's going to sell for, but they're selling for $100 to $150 right now in PSA 9s. I'm saying I paid all in $37.81 grading plus card, so $85 to $87 profit right there if I can sell it for $125, which is right in the middle of where they're selling for right now. And I think if I wait a little longer, I can get more than that for that card. So let's go over the economics of the entire lot. So I paid about $200 for the cards. The bulk of that was the 103 Undertaker in Italian. Most of the other cards were either from my childhood collection or pulled directly from packs. Grading cost was about $500 because each card was $18 plus the freight, plus that $99 membership just to get into that pricing level. So my all-in cost was $711.61 for this stack of cards. The comps that I told you about per card, if I add those all together, I'm saying it's about $740. So if I can sell it for those comps, I'll make about $25, which, to be honest, I'm happy with in this market right now. You know, breaking even or being ahead after 6 months of waiting for this cards and the cards all going down in value, or the market all going down in value, I'll consider that a win. I think the best play on this is going to be for me to hold most of these cards into the future. Fresh, shiny slabs, particularly the 9s, I think are scarce enough and old enough that the pop counts are not going to go up on those cards, so they will be good investments into the future. Thank you for watching. I hope you got something from this video. If you have any thoughts or comments, please be sure to post them below, and have a great week. Thank you for watching.